All right, so in today's class, I'm going to discuss how yoga can really impact heart health and keep us healthy heart wise, but in other ways throughout all stages of our life. So, this is a presentation that I actually offered at the Ohio County Public Library this past month, and that was a great experience for me. And this library is located in Wheeling, West Virginia. So, we'll go ahead and get started here. Actually, before we get started, I'd love for us to kind of ground and center ourselves. So maybe find a comfortable seat. Go ahead and press the feet into the earth if you're seated in a chair. Maybe everybody just roll shoulders back and away from the ears. If it feels right, you might close the eyes or just soften the gaze. And just take a couple mindful breaths here, settling in, kind of shaking off the day thus far. And just tune into your own personal experience. Be patient with yourself, just watching the breath, watching your thoughts. And when you're ready, if your eyes were closed, invitation to open the eyes. And I welcome you to our presentation today. And now we'll get started. So, starting here, if we've not met yet, you've landed on my YouTube channel. My name is Emily. I'm a yoga instructor, a trauma registered nurse, and a forever student. I love teaching yoga, and I teach online and around my community in the Ohio Valley. I'm also a registered nurse. Most recently, I was a trauma nurse in a very busy ER, and I loved that experience. It was wild, way different than my yoga experience. And now I've transitioned to becoming a full time yoga instructor. And of course, I'm a forever student. I love to learn, I love to grow, and I bring this growth and new learning to all of my classes. So that's where you've kind of landed today, is a little mix of all three of those. Next slide. I teach chair yoga. It is so near and dear to my heart, and there's several reasons why I've chosen to really specialize in on this practice. First of all, chair yoga is extremely accessible to all populations. I believe almost everybody could practice either in the chair, or if you're bed bound, you can absolutely do many yoga practices in the bed. So it's accessible all ages, all levels of range of motion. And I personally have an experience of being a chair yoga student about 4 years ago. While I was in yoga teacher training, I actually had a severe accident. I fell down a flight of stairs. I had several spinal fractures. I shattered my right hip. I had to have extensive surgery. And I also broke my arm in several places. I was in a wheelchair for 3 months. And during that experience, I was also going through my teacher training. Um, I practiced yoga every single day. No joke, every single day. And sometimes it was just a mindful breath or two. Sometimes my pain would be very severe, and I learned how to use the breath to help lower my pain levels. And in time, my yoga practice literally had my back. I healed. I feel like I'm stronger than ever, and I love sharing this gift of chair yoga with my community and online. So that's kind of why I'm here and how I got here. Next, is yoga good for the heart? That is the key question here. It absolutely is. So, yoga helps relax the busy mind and the body through mindful movement, mindfulness and meditation, and through breathing techniques, which we'll get into these a little bit later. I also want to express to you happy National Heart Day. If you're watching this in real time, it is February and it is National Heart Month, actually. So, celebration for this. And it's so key for us to stay educated on our heart health and know our numbers, our blood pressure, our heart rate, and any other key numbers that are directed by your own doctor. So, yoga is backed by science. This is something I love about yoga. We can actually look at these different research programs and find that yoga helps lower cortisol levels. So, that's that stress hormone that oftentimes, in our modern society, we're in this fight or flight phase. We're high alert at all times. And when we take a step back, use our yoga, we can actually lower our cortisol levels and increase our happy hormones, is what I call them. So those dopamine levels and the I'm sorry, endorphins. My goodness, I was drawing a blank there. So also yoga has been proven to reduce anxiety and depression. It helps keep our body active, strong, and balanced in all stages of life. And it's also self care, which becomes preventative care. And more on that in a moment. So, self care is also self love. So, keep this in mind as we talk today. If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness. So, read that again for me. And by taking care of yourself, you're helping not just your heart muscle, but also your entire body. Adding on. So, let's get a little nerdy about anatomy. So, I actually have a heart here. Let's see if I can get it on camera. There we go. So this is actually the size of a human adult heart. I'm going to open it up here, and hopefully you can see. I'm a little bit small on the screen, but it has 4 chambers. We got the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium, and the left ventricle. So to kind of simplify this very not simple organ, the heart delivers deoxygenated blood, travels from the body to the heart. It's cycled through the lungs, and then that oxygenated blood travels from this left ventricle out into the rest of the body. Moving on. So, question for you. Here's a little pop quiz. How many times per day does your heart beat? 2,000 times, 5,000 times, 25,000, or 100,000 times? So think about it for a moment. And then the answer is your heart beats on average 100,000 times per day, which is mind-blowing. So a couple more interesting facts. Your heart pumps about 2,000 gallons of blood every single day, which equates to about 1 million barrels of blood in your lifetime. Blood travels about 12,000 miles throughout your heart daily, or about 4 times across the US coast to coast. Wild. Amazing. Now, did you know if we stretched out all the vessels in your body, this includes the arteries, the veins, the capillaries, this would equate to about 60,000 miles long. Capillaries are the smallest vessel in your body, which connect arteries and veins to facilitate oxygen exchange. Some capillaries are smaller, 10 times smaller than an actual human hair. And red blood cells, which you can see in that little picture below, travel through the capillaries one at a time. So very, very small. And then I have another pop quiz for you. So can you name the largest vessel in the body? I'll give you a second. And then the answer, the aorta is the largest vessel in your body. And you can see this in my picture here onto the right-hand side. It rainbows off the back of your heart and travels from your heart to your belly. In some areas, the aorta is about 1 inch in diameter or as wide as a garden hose. And it's also a common site for aneurysms. All right, my 5 tips for a healthy heart lifestyle. So drink plenty of water. If you're following along, our bodies are made up of like 70% water. So definitely want to stay very, very hydrated. Clean eating. So that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I would just suggest lots of fruits and veggies. Monitor your fast food intake. If you can completely cut that out, that's great. And then just be mindful of what you consume. Don't smoke. My goodness, please don't smoke. Of course, we all know that hardens the arteries. It causes that plaque buildup in the arteries. Really can cause major problems like heart attack. You're significant risk for heart attack and stroke if you are a smoker. So please stop. There are plenty of resources, which I can put in this video of different resources that you can have that are offered, oftentimes free resources to help you quit smoking. And then my fourth tip is to follow up with your primary care provider at least once a year, in some cases 6 months, and really listen to your doctor and pay close attention to what they have to say. And then finally, my last tip is to move your body in a healthy way every single day. And then this was my final slide for this presentation. So in our class that I offered, and you can find more of these sort of classes here on YouTube, which I can link in the links that go along with this video, we looked at mindful breathing techniques. We talked about mindfulness and meditation. And we also did a very gentle chair yoga practice where we used the chair to support us in standing and seated postures. And then I always want to key in on this. You don't have to go for an hour-long yoga class. Sometimes just a few minutes a day of mindful breathing or meditation really can help improve stress or reduce stress and improve your heart health. So a little bit really goes a long, long way. And then here's a little information. And if you follow along with me, you can grab your Gentle Stride guide. And this is a guide that I've created for you, free, that you can download on my website. And it'll give you some tips and pointers on how to start your own in-home walking practice. So learning how to walk and move the body in a safe and healthy way in your own home, so you don't even have to leave your house. And I'll link along with this video some of those my more popular videos about in-home walking. And finally, I'd just love to say thank you. Of course, I am here at any point. If you ever have questions about anything, yoga, walking, heart related, anything like that, please reach out to me. You can definitely find me online. My website is wonderful-yoga.org. More information in the links below. So thank you so much for watching. If you find value in this video or my other videos, I would love for you to like and share and also subscribe. And that's going to help direct more folks to my channel so I can reach out to as many people as I can, because all I want to do is help people in this world. So thank you for watching to the end, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.